Nashville does have a wide range of music. Music is life. It's therapy. It is overcoming.
It's a lifestyle. It's the dream I've always wanted to.
I can get taken away to another place listening to music.
It's something I've created for myself to never stop doing.
It's amazing that, I was able to pretty much teach myself to play guitar, and that's awesome. And, it's something I want to share with people. My name is Aaron Duncan, and my role in the band is that I'm the lead and rhythm guitarist. Do a lot of the songwriting for the band, and then a lot of the mixing and engineering and recording. Honestly, we wanted the name Seven Plagues because, when you go biblical, it's kind of hard to go wrong. We wanted people to question it, like, is that because it's a good thing? Like, are they leaning towards one way of faith, or are they not? We just kind of wanted people to have that question mark on it.
Chris Cash hanging out with you here. Welcome to Locals and Legends. And of course, we're dedicating this edition of Locals and Legends to Jake the Ripper Moore. Passed away this past Monday. Jake, known as the Ripper, was a local music legend. Jake was a person that everyone loved in the music scene. He was very influential to many bands, including but not limited to The Wish You Wers, Teenage Rehab, Middle Class Trash, and so many more.
We have our one album, and it's called Kill or Be Killed. That album was a dedication to Jake. So we decided to make the whole album just full of instrumentals. In Nashville, there's definitely a vibe for independent music. I've had people try to convince me, like, hey man, you should try to do country music or something, like, because people get successful doing that. And I don't want to be successful if I'm sacrificing what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider that a success.
I'm a singer-songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee. I write pop rock, soul stuff. That's kind of where my boundaries are vocally, and I love doing it. My name's Tommy Stanley. I'm from Texas. Right when I got out of the military in 2011, my manager, Victor Hurtado, he signed me with an organization called Camo. It was a nonprofit organization.
For Team Jewel, Tommy Stanley.
Well, I wouldn't trade no Leroy, my Chevrolet, your Escalade, your freak parade. I'm the only John Wayne left in this town.
I find Nashville being one of the hardest places to do really anything musically, just because there's so many musicians. I like being an independent artist. It's tough though. It's just our step from being independent to being something even bigger. The main reason why I have that little niche above some others is that I do have management, and they kind of hook me up with these gigs that I get to go play. And
band is called Frosco, and this band plays, because we're based in Nashville, Tennessee. Three of us grew up here. Josh, Brett, my name is Steven. Ricky over here. The way it has evolved has primarily been finding other musicians through Craigslist that was interested in this kind of music. But usually the first thing we tell people is we're a progressive rock band, but that doesn't answer the question for most folks. It's rock music that's more of, some people might refer to it as art rock.
It's amazing the stereotype you get when you're not just a musician, but a metal musician. I think that so many people assume that I probably do drugs and drink and get crazy and all that stuff, but I actually don't do any of that stuff. I don't drink or do drugs or anything. Like, I play music. That's my addiction.
We're completely unsigned. We do it all ourselves.
But it's not like you're really shopping out to labels either. We're not really.
It's a lot. The problem is in the music industry, in my opinion, is that a lot of the avenues that are available are not so available. The artist development companies and things like this, they're businesses, and I respect that. And they're trying to make $1 too, but it just doesn't really. It doesn't weigh out. It doesn't pay. Just like going that route financially in the beginning is not really worth it, in my opinion.
If we'd gone to a label and said that we want to make a whole album of instrumentals, they would have slammed the door on us and laughed. You know what I mean? We can sound and do whatever we want. We can take extended breaks. We don't have to say yes to everything, and we don't have to say no to anything.
A lot of the first things that bands like to do is they like to get a manager that gets them gigs and gets them opportunities. But Steve really just sits in the house and does that himself. Like, we don't really. I mean, he takes on all that responsibility and does it well, and we get all kinds of stuff that come to us. So
I've really found out like how easy things can be without stressing so much about how I'm talking to someone about getting a gig. It's my manager's job to do that, and that's what's in finding that right person for you is it can be tough, but once you do, I mean, it's going to save so much time for you.
Every now and then I'll meet a music industry professional and discover that I do what they do better than they do, and these guys call themselves professionals.
It's all business here, and definitely talent kicks in, and talent definitely matters here, but even more now than it ever has.
It always comes back to hard work and putting yourself out there, and I feel like a lot of some artists, at least, they kind of lose their edge, their inspiration for creating, because they get caught up in the whole industry thing. And I don't mean that to sound like I'm accusing people of selling out.
In some ways, if you have a marketable look and a little bit of money behind you and you can barely sing, then it's probably going to be easier for you to get in the music business. In the other sense, if you can really play your instrument and you're not the most marketable looking person and you're a real musician and a songwriter, it might be a little harder for you because it's just the way it is. That's
what a lot of musicians just don't have sometimes. I mean, they have the heart for it. They have the heart for the music. They have the soul for the music. They just don't have the business tactics to do it. And some have the business, have the soul and the heart. They don't have the talent, and that's the hard part about it.
I've never felt the way I feel about music when I'm doing anything else. Like, it's just the thing that I have to do, and like, it's not like we're making music to make a bunch of money, or it's not like we're making music to please anybody else. Like, we're making it because we have to do it.